Happy Sunday. Hope you've had a wonderful rest of your weekend so far as we get ready to start the work week. But let's not think about that just yet. Let's just talk about the weather that we could see. So we have a mixed bag of temperatures for the moment. We're seeing some 80s still. Some areas rather warm also. You can see Muscle Shoals at 87, Russellville at 88. And honestly, I-65 has been a bit of a divider as far as our weather goes. The further west you go, you start to see fairer weather. But you can see on the eastern side, a lot of those yellows and greens pop up that way. It's been cooler, a little more overcast on that end, so that's where we're getting those lower end 70s for the most part. It's been rather nice outside feeling wise, so we do have a couple of showers just passing through a few counties. Double Springs had a good shower going about an hour or so ago, but seeing showers still right around, I believe that's Giles County. So we're still seeing a couple of areas with rain chances just outside Coleman County as well. So we're starting to see these dry out as well, moving into the rest of our evening. So once we see these small passing showers make their way on through, we won't really see much more for the evening ahead because we do have some drier occasions popping up with a stationary front. We've got a cooler air mass coming in to soak up some of that moisture, making the air much more drier for us as well. I don't think that's the correct way to say it, much drier. There we go. But looking into our hour by hour heading into your Monday, we're going to continue to see a good deal of a breeze for the next couple of days as we have the back end of this cold front moving through. So we'll start to see more showers though, staying further east, and I'll go over that in just a moment. But early risers, you could expect to hear some rain on the rooftop if you're in that far east area closer to Fort Payne. You could see that tomorrow morning, but most areas will start the morning at a rather chilly for this time of year. Upper 60s, mid 60s in some areas. I see 65. I believe that's Moulton and Arab both dealing with 65s, and Fayetteville at 63 right around 4:30. But as the day gets started, a lot of us will move into those lower end 70s right around the 9 o'clock hour. So we start to see 73. Some areas still hanging in there with 68 and 69, but most areas making their way up to those 70s. Again, mid-morning into the rest of the day. We could see some rain chances that early in some areas. Again, you'll notice it stays rather east, and that's just due to some of that drier air sticking on the western end, and we're seeing a stationary front on the east, which again I'll show you in just a couple minutes. I just want to check in. Good afternoon, Miss Brenda. Yes, it's been feeling wonderful. It's been a cool breeze, and we'll keep seeing that till about Wednesday. That's when we'll see a change in our forecast. And thank you, Rando. I've enjoyed it so far. So here's what we're seeing back to your Monday. We've got 12 miles per hour breeze outside. So Miss Brenda, if you're looking for that breeze, there it is. We're going to continue to see that for your Monday afternoon. Now, most areas may not see rain tomorrow, but we could have those overcast skies, which would cause some of those cooler temperatures. We'll continue to see some sporadic showers here and there moving through the afternoon into the evening. So don't expect washouts by any means, but we could have some areas that you could get caught in a quick downpour. You'll notice a lot of our temperatures stick around those low end 80s for tomorrow. Looks like Florence is the warmest at this point in the day, around 5 o'clock for your Monday, 84. Still a good decent breeze flowing through most of the air by that point. Now this is what's causing some of those showers to stay east. You can look there, if you look down toward Florida, we've got a stationary front, meaning that that's just going to hold its space there, and you can see that rain building up off of it, moving more so into the Georgia, southeast Georgia area for sure. You can see a lot of those greens and reds, those deep reds, heading to the southeast Georgia coastal area where I just came from. So a lot of times they get those sporadic storms and showers that pick up a bit more due to the sea breeze. You'd be surprised how often that happens. But looking closer toward our neck of the woods here, you can see closer if you look at the Huntsville area. You'll notice it's becoming a bit more sporadic and starting to actually break up a bit. So we're seeing those back in chances with the rain due to those fronts. That's what's starting to break that all up for us, with that cooler air drying most of our communities out, which means Some areas will see rain and some areas won't. You'll notice the western areas, especially the closer you get to Mississippi, dry as a bone. And there's not much cloud cover over there as well. So fair weather is expected for those areas. You could see sunnier skies, but let's say you're traveling from Muscle Shoals all the way over to Fort Payne. It's going to get more overcast the further you go, and that's what we'll continue to see for your Monday and your Tuesday as well, even into Wednesday. Now, Wednesday, we are expecting things to warm up just a tad as we start to see the changes in the ridges and troughs around the southeastern area of the states, but for right now, things are going to be basically, if you're on the eastern side of I-65, expect a couple passing showers. If you're on the western side, not so many showers. You may get caught in one or two, but they're going to be spotty, sporadic, very short-lived if you do pass through one of those showers. But good breeze all around is what we're expecting as well. So it'll keep us cooler. But with the cloud cover, some areas will be cooler than others, like I showed you just a moment ago. So looking at the week ahead, like I mentioned, warm-ups are expected to come right around Wednesday afternoon. We're seeing temperatures around 88. Some areas could be around 89. And due to the cloud cover as well that we'll continue to see rolling into Wednesday, we could see some areas that stay well into those mid-80s, maybe 85, 86. Even 84s, I would say as well. So your Monday and Tuesday will kind of be a rinse and repeat of our Sunday. We'll continue to see that through those days there. Rain chances do start to ramp up a bit on Tuesday, but again, looks like it's going to stay a little east. We could see more widespread showers once we get closer to Tuesday. I-65 has just been that main divider there. So looking ahead for Thursday and into your weekend, though, we start to get back into those low-end 90s. But as we start to notice, those rain chances take a sharp decline. We go from 50 and 40 to 20 and 30. So we'll start to see less and less rain chances the warmer we get. Rain chances will return into the forecast, though, by Monday and the following Tuesday. So we'll continue to see those low-end 90s, but dealing with those rain chances as well around the 30 to 40 degree mark, just as we start to see changes within the ridge and trough that's moving through the area. So we'll continue to monitor those, but as of right now, your start of the work week, if you have students that are getting ready to start and go back to school, you might want to pack a light jacket. It's going to be a breezy morning. We've got a false fall, so to speak, for the moment. So we'll see those temperatures stay around those low-end 80s to kick off the work week, but it'll be much warmer toward the end of the work week. So if you're anything kind of how my mom was when my brother and I were in school, she would lay out kind of an idea of what we wanted to wear for the week. We always helped, so it wasn't just her picking out the outfits, but she would also take into consideration how we would see these changes, these sharp changes in our weather. So light jackets prepared for your Monday and your Tuesday, maybe a lighter, not really a long sleeve, but something that's like a quarter sleeve maybe. But as we get into Wednesday and Thursday, it starts to get much warmer. So t-shirts, shorts possibly, and make sure you keep umbrellas in the backpacks because we're seeing a lot of those afternoon showers and storms as we get closer to the end of the week. So you want to make sure that your student is not walking home in the rain, in the cold. Well, not really cold, but as the rain starts to soak up their shoes, it could get a little cold outside. But as we continue through the rest of the week, we'll always inform you and keep you up to date on the latest with rain chances. Also download the WAFF 48 app. The weather app will always tell you when there's lightning in your area, if there's rain nearby, as well as it'll give you up to date, up to the moment updates from each and every one of our members on the First Alert Weather Team, which you can't beat that. You want to keep it right there at your fingertips at all times. So with that being said, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. Enjoy the rest of your weekend and what's left of it before the students get back to school and our teachers get back to school. I hope you guys have a wonderful start to the school year. It's going to be a great one. Go and make it a great day. That's honestly something we used to say at James Clemens. It's a great day to make it a great day, something like that. Great day to be a Jet, something. But all that being said, I hope you have a wonderful start to your work week, and I'll be back for the 5 and the 10 o'clock tonight with more in-depth details as they change for your forecast. Have a good one.